Here we are again, another week where the Trump administration has released cruel policies that will limit the rights of our immigrant neighbors. Over the weekend, the Trump administration indicated that they would cancel the humanitarian parole for over 532,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. The administration announced that it will focus on deporting these individuals if they do not voluntarily leave within the next 30 days. This group of people who came here legally, who followed all of the rules, will suddenly find themselves without a legal way to stay here. This means that these families who fled here to find safety and security here in our community are going to be left without protection. They could be sent back to countries where war, violence, and death await them. These are people who are taking the kind of back-breaking jobs that most Americans will not take. These are the kind of jobs that keep our communities functioning, and yet they're going to be forced to leave. And furthermore, yesterday, the Trump administration took a step to directly target refugees. They announced that they will not process green card applications submitted by refugees and asylees. Refugees are supposed to submit green card applications 1 year after arriving in the United States. Having a green card gives you a path to citizenship, of course, but it's so much more than that. It makes it easier to secure things like a state ID and driver's license. It makes it easier for employers to understand that you are allowed to work here. It makes it easier to reunite with family members. And it makes it easier to prove that you have status here if you are stopped by immigration. Green cards are a promise that the U.S. makes to refugees. We have invited these refugees here, and we want them to have a pathway to citizenship. That's part of a deal that we make with refugees before they arrive, and now we're stripping that protection for them. Once again, they say it's because they want to ramp up vetting. Once again, we know that's not true. Refugees are already the most thoroughly vetted group in the United States. No one gets more vetting than a refugee, and yet the administration claims it isn't enough. If the months and years of extensive background checks refugees go through isn't enough, that raises the question, could any background check ever be comprehensive enough for this administration? There is no reason to deny green cards to refugees. None, except for cruelty. If you do not have your green card and you're an Exodus client who's been here at least 9 months, come in or call our office to make an appointment to get one filed for you. And if you have a green card, you need to get a color copy of it now. If you're an existing Exodus client, come to our office and we can make this copy for you. If you are not a refugee or immigrant, but you care about the community, this is once again the time to pick up the phone, demand that America stop breaking its promise to refugees and asylees. Let them know you want the Trump administration to continue processing green cards for refugees and asylees.